Hey there again, it's Dusty Thunder with another AITA story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for calling the police on my soon-to-be ex-mother-in-law? It's another mother-in-law story, and she's calling the police on her. I, 27 female, split from my soon-to-be ex-husband, 27 male, 3 months ago on the day our son was born. Oh, shit. This is because I'm ginger. My husband is blonde, but our baby came out with dark hair. He freaked out in the delivery room and his behavior got him kicked out of the hospital. I had to beg him to do a paternity test and he finally agreed after a month, and it proved that I didn't cheat. We have been together since we were 13, so I was devastated and all I wanted was him back. But I've come to my senses and decided that someone who believes that school-level Punnett squares, the Punnett square is a table in which all possible outcomes for a genetic cross between two individuals with known genotypes are given, are the be-all and end-all of biological inheritance, is not the type of person I want to be with. I was also treated like crap by everyone but my older brother Alex while we were there waiting for the results because they all thought I had cheated. It was a horrible experience, and as a result, I've lost many friends and family members. Since the results came back, my ex has been begging me to get back with him. I moved in with Alex after we split, and he comes almost every day to beg me to get back with him. My in-laws have also been harassing me too, especially my mother-in-law, who has come over 4 times in the past week asking me to forgive her son and to let God back into my heart. I used to be a Christian, and so were all my in-laws and my family, but how I was treated when my baby was born made me lose faith fast. The whole church community treated me like trash during this whole ordeal, and it made me want nothing to do with them anymore, and I don't want to raise my son in that sort of community. Yesterday, my mother-in-law turned up to Alex's when he wasn't there, and she had the pastor from the church I used to attend with them. They practically forced their way in, and I was being berated like a child for not forgiving my ex's lapse in judgment. The pastor basically sat there and said I would be going to hell if I didn't take my ex back. I excused myself to use the bathroom and called the police. Pastor and mother-in-law were escorted out. Now I'm being harassed on social media and being called and texted by literally everyone that knows both me and my ex and his family. They're calling me the asshole for going nuclear and calling the police on 2 people who weren't being threatening, and they're demanding that I apologize immediately. I'm starting to feel bad now because I know they care in their own twisted way, and I shouldn't have gone nuclear on them. Am I the asshole?
So if you made a movie and it was like Jerry Springer directing Children of the Corn or something like that, I feel like this is where you would end up.
The brother's the one person who stood by your side this whole time. This is almost to the point where, yeah, obviously the group of people, anyone who turned on her during this time and just made an assumption, sorry, you done showed your true self. And mother-in-law showing up with the pastor, forcing themselves into the house and trying to perform an exorcism, not performing an exorcism, but being as pushy as they were being was obviously not the right way to go. I don't know that she didn't have to call the police on them. She could have asked them to leave, but she's here with her infant son, and 2 people who she doesn't want there showed up there, and I'm assuming will not leave, and she's asked them to leave. So if that's the case, then she had every right to call and ask for help and ask them to be escorted out. Also, there's no apology here. They aren't showing up like, we're so sorry that we misjudged, that we jumped to conclusions. We're terrible people. They're just like, you're going to hell. Come on, man. They know that's not the right thing. They're just trying to use whatever they think will work to get their way. It shouldn't work. And she shouldn't go back to this brozo because he took their entire relationship. They're 27 now. They've been together since they were 13. For 14 years, they had been together. The baby comes out with dark hair and he loses his shit and accuses her of cheating. Dude, I wonder if there was like some thought that happened before he lost his shit when Ape got kicked out of the hospital. I wonder if he thought about what he was about to do first, or if he just saw red, or I guess he didn't see red. That's the problem. I couldn't not go there. I couldn't. It was just teed up. It was just teed up perfectly. I had to swing. He didn't see red. He saw dark hair. But he had to think about this for a second and think about the possible outcomes of what he was about to do. He had to at least run through some options here, or maybe that's uncommon, but you know, before doing something stupid, I'd like to think about what could happen. At least think, you know, where could this lead? And he's gotten himself in a position now where he's definitely destroyed his relationship. He's showed her what his true feelings about her are, or what his true level of respect for her is. And it's much lower than she thought it was and what she had for him. And now the family and the community is trying to use religion to just make it all go away. And that's the problem. We're not getting into a religious discussion here, but they are using and abusing religion to try to make something go away that is not okay. And it is a complete misuse of this. It is a complete misuse of the relationships. No one is taking accountability. No one is apologizing. Her husband, soon to be ex-husband, is begging that she take him back, but never once in here do I hear that he apologized. He's just begging for her to take him back. There would have to be groveling forever for that to even be a possibility, and he would have to lead the charge for everyone who he convinced that she was a cheater to grovel as well, if he wanted any chance at this happening. Instead, what happened was, probably with his involvement, mother-in-law shows up with a pastor. Is that the play? Is that the play? The person you've been with for 13 years, you want to show up with a pastor and basically make her feel like she's going to go to hell if she doesn't take you back. Is that the play? Dude, come on. Come on, man. That is not the play. There were so many other options there, and maybe he screwed himself, and he felt like that was the only choice he had left. But if that's the only choice you feel like you have left, accept defeat. Don't make it worse for yourself. There are things worse than defeat. It's this.